Is dating difficult for average-looking people? I know more average-looking people in relationships than people who think they are above average. Who knows what magical things have to happen for people to choose you over anyone? I don't think it's all about how people look, despite what social media would have you believe. It can depending on who you're dating, but it also be different personalities as well. Like, did they tell you why it doesn't work out, or do you have an idea beside your looks? Most likely you're just matching with the incompatible people. If you can land the date, it isn't due to appearance. Otherwise, you would be having trouble getting noticed to begin with. I don't think it means your personality is bad, but rather that you just haven't clicked with those you've been out with, which is true for most people. It could also be that you have a difficult time being authentically yourself at the beginning. Don't be afraid to let out the side of you that your friends see. To me, the most memorable people were the ones where I felt accepted for who I am. And I don't mean this as a show more respect thing, but more about a level of comfort and compatibility that is more subconscious for me. It has a lot more to do with personality than looks. I have dated girls that were outside of what I thought to be my type for this feeling. But then again, it's something I look for, and is not what others are looking for. On dates, who's typically doing more talking? You or the guy? Hey, where are you from? Tough question to answer without more context. It could be looks, but it's more likely how you conduct yourself on the dates you go on. If you're average looking, you need to make up for it with personality or something that has to stand out about you. IMO. Much like some of the other commenters, I know far more people in relationships than attractive people. That said, it depends on your definition of dating. If you mean success in finding a committed relationship, see above. If you mean success in being able to go on a lot of dates, but not looking for a committed relationship, I could see that potentially resulting in fewer overall dates. But again, I've never met an average-looking woman who couldn't get dates. Could be due to a lot of things. But if you're landing the date, there's likely some other factor at play here. To break it down though, there's usually only 3 reasons why you would ever choose to pass on seeing someone again after a date. 1. They showed up and didn't look like their online profile photos. Mitigated if you're landing these dates in person. 2. They said or did something you didn't like. For example, rude to a waiter or to me. 3. You realize something about them that's either a deal breaker or makes you largely incompatible. For example, they smoke and I don't like cigarette smell. It's difficult for everybody. Honestly, from my experiences, it's actually a lot less about looks when it comes to getting more dates, and more about character. I don't think I have ever rejected someone or been rejected for looks, but I can absolutely say there have been rejections for clinginess too early, or weird words used in questions, or bad hygiene, or being lied to and finding out I'm on a date with someone married. Looks have only been a factor in that first notice, which does help land a date, I guess, but I personally don't believe it causes the lack of follow-up dates. Perhaps it's the venues being chosen for the first date, or the type of people you're responding to, or even something being said, or even just the location you're from has a poor dating pool. Online dating sucks in general for all. Good looks certainly help, but they are not the only thing involved. You might be reading too much into it at the same time. You can always work on self-improvement. Advance your career, hit the gym, get into a new hobby like cooking. That might make you more interesting to date. Dating is difficult, period. I think I'm above average and it's just tough all around. If your body is in shape, men don't really what your face really looks like. And you can always buy a new face, lol. So it is not your looks. If you have a warm and bright personality and are showing him you are an intriguing woman, it's just his issue. Nothing to do with you.